Hello, everyone. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you for that raid, big brother. DJ Lockdown. Come on in. Netflix, I see you. DJ Reggie Ward, I see you. Lady B, my sis, come on in. Brown Eyes, good evening. Come on, sis. Friend, my queen, I see you. I see you. Candle Lady 40, welcome in. Yes, please refresh your screens. Click on my name, hit follow. Please host and share because this is so important. Come on in, come on in. Welcome, Raiders. DJ Eaton, hello. How are you? Come on in. Come on in. Let's get it started. Dope set, big bro. Told you I was lurking and vibing. Twins 120. Hey, sis, come on in. Come on in. Reboot radio. Tight hugs, tight hugs. Come on in, come on in. I got you off for about 57 minutes. So, rock with me. Be patient. Be patient with me. I know it's different from coming from a DJ to a streamer, but we're doing this in all good for a good cause. So, welcome in. Hello, everyone. It is so good to see your names, even your faces. Hello, come on in. Welcome to Hurricane Ian Relief Raid Train, hosted by none other than two of my super dope mods on Team Dopeness, Fran Larton and M. Claudia. They did this raid train like that, 24 hours to help someone, to help Florida, to help our Twitch family affected by Hurricane Ian. Um, it's amazing. This is all about the example of saying we are one. This is what I talk about when I say we are one. When there's something going on, we jump on it. We try to help. We try to build. We try to, assist in any way possible that we possibly can. And this right here is an example of what We Are One stands for. So, shout out to all the previous DJs that, said yes to this raid train. Yes, it's other streams, it is other raid trains going on, but you're here because you care. You're here to make a difference. And this is what I say, it's all about making a positive impact through all this negative that we go through. This is why this is so important. These type of projects are important. It is very important because we are one paycheck away from being homeless. And as you see, we are just, a storm, a fire, any type of nature away from being homeless and losing every single thing that we have. So when it comes to things like this, and you sit back and you say, I'm still here, I'm still living, my family's okay. This is where you pitch in and you help those because you never know when it can be you. You never know when it can be your loved one. You never know when it can be your friend. And watching some of this video, I am personally devastated. Going through the tropical storm that Carolina went through last night, I heard my windows literally beating. And I was watching a tree in my backyard praying it wouldn't fall on my house. And that was just a tropical storm. So imagine an almost category 5, 155-mile-hour winds, storm surges up to 12 feet. I can't imagine that. I've never gone, I was here with Hugo, but still, I can't imagine that. So exclamation point Florida is the link in the chat to donate. I think I saw friends say we're already at half the goal. So, if you can't donate, it's fine. Just help someone. That's all I ask is help someone. If you're not able to donate, totally fine. Just help someone or go get someone and pull them in. But we're halfway there. So it shows that people are donating, they care. And this is what this is all about. It doesn't take a lot to just simply care and treat other people that how you want to be treated, even those we don't know, because you never know when you may need some help from a stranger. You never know. So I wanted to, basically come on here and show you some real live footage of some of the devastation in the impacts of this hurricane.
Hurricane Ian's devastation far and wide, from the Caribbean to Florida and now the Carolinas. Here's a look at how it all unfolded and the destruction that storm has left behind.
Authorities in Cuba are now assessing the damage left by Hurricane Ian. Pinar del Rio, a province of about 500,000 people, they did get a Category 3, 129-mile-per-hour winds.
Hurricane Ian is now making landfall in southwest Florida with winds of 155 miles per hour, and that is just shy of a Category 5. A storm of this magnitude will produce catastrophic flooding and life-threatening storm surge.
This may be the best depiction I have ever seen of what storm surge actually looks and feels like.
We're getting hammered right now. These are some of the strongest winds that we've seen.
President Biden making it official, declaring a major disaster in the state of Florida.
It was so much worse than we expected, so much worse than we thought could ever happen.
Lots and lots of damage. It'll take years to recover.
It was scary. It was the worst feeling in the world. We felt helpless.
I'm ready to move. I'm ready to get rid of boats. I don't even want to see water again.
I think I've lost everything I own, and I'm trying to be brave.
This could be the deadliest hurricane in Florida's history.
It's terrible. It's heartbreaking. And everybody, you sit there and talk to them, everybody's lost somebody.
Everything you worked for is destroyed. It's difficult.
We never thought that this would happen to us.
Senior citizens were evacuated from floodwaters that some described as up to waist high.
It's going to be a long road. It definitely is going to be a long road.
We're committed to restoring the infrastructure as needed. That is not going to be an overnight task.
I guess all we do is put everything back together and try again.
Hurricane Ian is going to be a storm that we talk about for decades.
So, can you imagine? It's something one of the victims said, I never thought this would happen to us. We never think certain catastrophic events are going to happen to us. Our minds are not wrapped that way. They're not made that way, to think on the negative side of things. But when it happens, what do we do? But before we go any further, I'm going to bring up one of the hosts of this wonderful raid train that was put together so quickly and efficiently. And that is Fran.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. I want to say, you being a part of Team Dopeness, my sanctuary and the team is just, phenomenal, as it is. But to take We Are One to another level, to do something in 24 hours, that is amazing, Fran. And I personally commend you for it.
Thank you.
Stepping up. But I want to ask you, what were your thoughts behind creating this? What were you thinking?
I got a call Wednesday night from a friend from down there who I almost lost in the storm. So that was step one. And then Thursday, when I woke up and saw what damage it had done already, I do have family down there that live in some of the affected areas. So I reached out to M. Claudie, who is sleeping now because she's in Germany. And I said to her, between us, can we throw a raid train together Saturday so we can raise money for these Florida victims who lost everything? I saw a picture of an 80-year-old woman that lost her entire life. She probably lived there her entire life. So I know what it was like to go through a hurricane like that. I live in New York. I went through Sandy 10 years ago. The water came up within 12 feet of my house. We bailed out 6 feet of water out of my basement for 3 days. I mean, we didn't lose anything, but in my small little community, 33 people lost their homes. And to this day, 10 years later, there's 3 lots still empty that people couldn't even afford to rebuild their houses over here. So going through that and my community coming together the way we did, 9/11 too is another example of how New York came together. I had to reach out to these people in Florida. I know what it is to lose everything. So I reached out to M. Claudia. I reached out to the DJs that are on this Ray train today that, sure, no problem, I'm there. My DJ, Papa Donuts, I felt in his spots this morning because he is over in Fort Myers in Florida helping them rescue people. So I took his spot in the Ray train today. So we are doing part 2 next Saturday. And now that Ian also went up the coast and went into North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, I'm going to get the Disaster Fund Org websites also and put that in the Ray train next week so we can also support our Twitch families down there. I also have family. They live right in Wilmington in North Carolina. I mean, they are safe, thank goodness. But this is why I did it, because I'm a caring person. And believe me, if I ever needed help, I have friends and family that would help me. I mean, been there for me with my sister. My mom is here. Thank God she wasn't in Florida through this. But this is me. This is who I am. And I've been welcomed into the Twitch world and I love it. I love all of you, everybody that gave today. I didn't get the final numbers from some of the DJs, but by the time we got into DJ Eaton, I think we were at halfway. And I only set a small goal of 1,000. So we go over. I mean, we all come together. We are one. We are one big family in here. And we have reached out to each other to help. So I just got to thank DJ OE for introducing me to this family because it's unbelievable.
I love you too, and I'm glad you're a part of Team Dopeness. And I see this hype train. I'm sorry we were talking, DJ. I am one. Wow, wow. Thank you, thank you so much for this hype train.
I think I'm the only mod in the chat, so thank you.
I'm trying to go back to DJ Show Nub La Familia. Hello, DJ T-Rel. Hello, Big Bro. Thank you. Sexy Vibes. Hello, DJ Dark Knight. TJ Fabulous. All of you all subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
J Lopez Ruiz. Hello, welcome, Lady B. I see all of you. Thank you so much. Your friend is the only mod in here, so we both are here together trying to keep up. But we see you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, y'all level 3 already. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is amazing. DJ I am one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, part of my heart. DJ Mad Live. Hello. MC2J Man. I see you all. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Candle Lady. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Candle Lady is also from New York, so she knows what it was like to go through Sandy. And she has donated all day. And Candle Lady, kudos.
Amazing. It's amazing. Just amazing. All of this is going towards the relief as well. You all are amazing. You're amazing. So, friend, again, I just personally want to say thank you for being an example of we are one.
You're welcome.
I'm want to
honored.
Like I said, I want people to really understand. I know we're here for this cause. So sometimes people have to visually see some things and what's going on, what has happened to place themselves, there. And then we're going to talk about mentally. What did you go through when you went through Sandy? And what do we feel like the victims now are mentally going through? Because as we saw some of these pictures and heard some of their voices, they were broken. One lady said, I don't even want to live here anymore. I
No.
don't want to see water anymore. I don't want to see boats anymore. Something that is supposed to be so calming. But of course, we know there's a quiet storm.
Mm-hmm.
But what do we feel like they're dealing with mentally at this point? And what do you think that we could possibly do? Are they, seeing if they're going to offer services, free services to people, as far as, counseling? Is grief. They're going through grief right now because they lost everything, even loved ones. If I'm not mistaken, I heard there were over 1,000 still missing.
Yes.
Okay.
And I
So
43 confirmed dead.
confirmed.
I
Correct.
mean, they found an elderly man. He drowned it, holding his dog above water to save his dog's life. A man tried to empty out his swimming pool so it wouldn't go into his home and wound up falling in the canal and drowning during this storm. A storm surge. The night of Sandy, the storm passed us. We were okay. I have a lot of trees around my house. We went to bed. We woke up the next morning. My sister went to go downstairs in the basement to get milk and stepped into water. It was almost in the first floor of our house. Mentally, it takes a lot out of you. I had young kids at the time. Well, they weren't that young, but they were young. They were all excited because they didn't have school. But to walk out and try to go down the street to the store or whatever, there's water all around you. You can't get out. You can't get out.
You feel
And
you're trapped. You're
right,
trapped.
we're trapped. We didn't want to drive through the water and get stuck. So, but like mentally for 3 nights, being up for 48 hours, trying to bail water out of my basement, it took a toll on us. We tried to do the best we can with what we had. But that first night after that storm, you're sitting in darkness at your dinner table trying to eat in candlelight, and you hear voices outside, and you go outside. It's the American Red Cross coming down the street to hand out blankets and food and to ask if there's anything you need. So I did this organization because it's going directly to Florida. American Red Cross, yes, they will donate money to Florida. My mother went through this when she first moved down there 21 years ago. It took a toll on both her and my dad. They had just moved down there to retire, and they got hit with 3 hurricanes in one summer, and it destroyed their home. They wound up living in a hotel for Christmas before they got their new home. So I've been through it twice with family. So it does take a toll on you mentally. But I'm a fighter, and I've fought all my life for things. So I guess me mentally, I just knew what I had to do to get through it.
Absolutely.
There are people that aren't strong like me. So
Right.
I don't know if they offer services down there. I can find out from my brother if they're going to, because he's down there. Like I said, my other family that has nothing, their homes weren't destroyed, but they're flooded. They have no water, electric. They're driving up to North Carolina to stay with my aunt, their sister, until everything settles down there. But it is a toll, because you're going through stuff like when we finally got in our basement and started going through stuff like pictures. Your memories are gone.
Yes.
Everything is gone. My
Yes.
father went back into their home after in 4 feet of water to get my mother's pictures off the top shelf in her bedroom, because they were of us kids and your family and their wedding pictures, which their anniversary was past week. They would have been married 59 years if my father was still alive. So that's what would hurt me the most, is losing those memories, because you
Correct.
can't get those back.
Can't get those back. You're absolutely right, and that's why I said that. More Blah, you're not talking to yourself. Continue to comment, because you make sense. It's all about getting on Twitch. You say I might be talking to myself a lot, but it's okay. People are watching. They're listening. No, you continue to comment. You are not talking to yourself. We see you. We see you. Miss Frosty Queen, hello. There's Lex Diamonds. There's my cakes. How are you? Olga, come on in, gorgeous. Come on in. Kings and queens, yes, you are here. Thank you. Again, welcome to Hurricane Ian Relief Fund. We're Fran, this is put together by two of my super mods, Fran and Claudia. I could not be more proud of you of carrying the torch and it, just doing your thing, in 24 hours. 24 hours. That is super dope and for a wonderful cause.
I was doing it while I was working, which I shouldn't have been, but we won't tell my bosses.
I bet. It's all good. But yeah, we're gonna get back to the mental part of it because you just said something that was very, very important. Memories. When you've lost everything and then you lose those memories, how could that possibly affect us? So
mentally, it could affect you because those pictures, those are memories from years. You can't get that back.
Can't get it back. We're gonna watch this other video.
It's devastation that was predicted, but the grim reality of this storm's raw power defies imagination. Ian, now a tropical storm, hit the coast as a fierce hurricane, shredding homes apart in Placida, Florida, tearing off roofs and splintering trees, while in the Tampa area, extreme winds causing this tree to crash through a home. In one of the hardest hit areas, Fort Myers, there were storm surges nearly 7 feet high, nearly double the previous record more than 20 years ago.
Oh my God.
The massive surge of water leaving entire communities completely underwater.
You want me to come out?
Roads looking more like the ocean for block after block. Ian packed catastrophic 150-mile-an-hour winds, knocking out power to more than 2 million customers.
We have seen life-threatening storm surge, as was predicted. We've also seen major flooding that's going to rank as one of the top 5 hurricanes to ever hit the Florida Peninsula.
This team of emergency responders unable to respond. A massive wall of water swamping their fire truck.
Now we have a truck issue and the guys are pushing the truck out of the bay.
In Port Charlotte, hospital staff working through the storm to protect patients. Other first responders struggling to help those in need, unable to start rescues until after life-threatening conditions subsided. Despite repeated warnings to leave, some people did not or could not evacuate. They found themselves stranded by a 12-foot storm surge. Mark and Elizabeth live in an apartment in Venice Island, Florida, but at the last minute grabbed their air mattresses and hunkered down in this Sarasota office when her boss offered it to them.
Here you are with air mattresses in an office space. Your home is 50 or 100 miles away, but you consider yourselves lucky.
Mm-hmm. We are.
Yeah.
Is that because you're safe from the storm?
Yes, because somebody helped us.
Others stayed behind in the flood zone, trying to help those who were unable to leave.
And I wanted to help the people in here because they're good people here in Paradise Bay.
This morning, the destruction left behind by this massive blow from Mother Nature is just starting to come into focus.
Well, hats off to those first responders, all those helpers out there, Sam. There were some viral images in Tampa that were just shocking. It was actually Tampa Bay, and it looked dry. It looked like you could walk on it. People were taking video and pictures of it. What's the after effects there?
Yeah, so here's the deal, Hoda. You're seeing all this water being really sucked out. It's called negative storm surge. And the reason behind it, you have counterclockwise winds and hurricanes. So on the northern edge of the eye wall, the water was being pulled out of Tampa Bay into the Gulf of Mexico. The problem with this, Hoda, is the fact that it can then refill when wind directionality changes, and it can happen in a matter of minutes. So if you see this, it might be tempting to go out there on the sand and check it out. Don't do it for your own safety. Yeah. Hoda?
All right, Sam Brock for us there in Venice. Sam, thanks.
Yeah. Wow. I couldn't imagine being in my home and trying to find safety and the whole roof just comes off or a tree just comes in. That has got to be devastating mentally, emotionally. And some people were injured. So again, please, !Florida is the link to donate.
Sorry.
or you could text disaster to 20222.
222. It's
Yeah,
3 twos at
222.
the
Yeah,
end.
3 twos. Yes. So I'm a more visual person, although I, talk about things. I'm a more visual person, so it's good to allow people to actually see what is going on. Okay, just to see, live footage of people just going and trying to fight for their lives and losing everything that they own. And as you brought up to it, memories. What do they go back and collect?
There's nothing.
Is there anything to collect? And you said something like 80 some years, all memories are gone.
Yeah, an 80-year-old
Baby
woman
pictures,
lost her
baby
entire
pictures,
home.
homes, jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what services are they going to offer now? Because this is the sure sign of PTSD coming. This is a sure sign, especially the ones that said, I never would have thought that this would happen here or to me. So now, along with the disaster relief, as far as the financial, where are the services going to come from to help these people heal mentally and emotionally? And this is where I talk about, when we get into a situation like this, where does your mental health is? Do they even consider counseling and grief services? Because people have lost homes, people have lost entire everything that they have, people have lost loved ones, friends. When you have all of that combined, that is like a major catastrophic event mentally. That's traumatic. So where do we go to help those? Where do we start to help them? Because right now, telling them it's okay, it's not okay.
It's not.
It's telling them to be strong. No, they don't. They just lost every single thing that they had. They worked hard for. So what do you say? Is there a way to right the victims? Is there a way to let them know and send them encouragement? Are those things can those things be put into place? This is where my mind is going right now.
Mm-hmm.
How far can we go to help?
Well,
How far can we go?
When Sandy hit New York, like I said, we came together as a state. Again, I did what I normally do. I offered. I worked at Kohl's at the time. I had a guy come in. He said to me, he bought like $200 worth of clothes. And I'm like, oh, because it was like almost school times, I said, oh, school shopping. He goes, no. He says, I live in Long Beach. I lost everything. The only thing I had left was the clothes on my back and my family. I'm like, each customer that came up and was buying clothes because they lost I had to walk away from the register because I was losing it. And then what I did is I started a clothing drive. One of the guys I work with is an EMT at Mastic Beach on the island here, which was flooded out by Sandy. We took up a clothing drive at work. We reached out to churches and whatever to help these people because the water took about a week to recede back down to normal. My kids were out of school for a week because I live right across the street from the school they were going to. But because we didn't have lights for a week, they couldn't go back to school. But it took a week for the water to recede. So if you're there on Mastic Beach, on one side is the ocean, on the other side is the Sound. Fire Island was totally underwater. So everybody on Fire Island lost their homes. So these people watching these videos is exactly what New York went through 10 years ago. And Florida went through it 20 years ago, 20-something years ago with Andrew. When Andrew swept through Florida. So at this point, mentally, people, we're all one. I don't care what color skin you are or whatever. If I can help, I will help. Believe me, I'm not the richest person in the world, but my heart is rich.
Your heart is gold. That's the whole part is the heart, because it's not always about financial. It's like you
No,
said,
it's not.
clothing closet, clothing. I challenge each of you. We're talking about other ways to help as well.
Mm-hmm.
Exclamation point Florida to donate to the Florida Disaster Fund. But we're also talking about other ways that we can help. Clothing. Go in your closet.
Mm-hmm.
Go in your closet. Get. If you're not wearing it, you don't need it. Find out, or we could possibly find out where you can send these items to people who need them. Our other parts of the world, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, right here in our own backyard. What can we do? What else can we do to help? If you are a life coach, if you're a therapist, if you're simply just a person with a shoulder to lean on and a person that can just listen, do that. It doesn't have to be you having to, if you don't have it, offer something else that could just help them possibly get through. Hey, Felicia. Hello, baby love. Come
Go
on
to the
in.
dollar store, pick up cans of food,
Cans of food.
boxes of
Yeah,
rice, boxes
call.
of
See,
stuff.
see, see what you can get. A drive, like Fran said, a drive at work, a drive on your own. Collect canned goods. See where you can send them to help the victims.
It's the little things that count
Little
that
things.
make a big difference.
Yes.
This is why I'm doing this rate train.
Yes.
This is why I did it for 2 weeks. Like I said, next week, I was talking to Beauty before we came on. I'm going to get for North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, because you all were hit with Ian too. Not as bad as Florida, but there's people that are on the coast that are underwater right now.
Yeah,
So
we're in the flood zone. We're more so in the flood zone.
yeah,
up
I
there.
am too. I was mandatory
Mhm.
evacuation when Sandy came, and my sister says I'm not leaving my house unless they come knocking on the door.
Mm-hmm.
People said the same thing in Florida, and they
Exactly.
just got rescued. They're being rescued.
Exactly.
You
Some
don't want to
people,
lose it.
yeah, they feel like if I'm here, I'm not going to lose it. They're not even thinking about I might lose my
Themselves.
life.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at I worked hard for all of this, all these years. So if it's going to come and take me and take my house, it's going to take me with it. And that's just the mentality some of them had. I worked hard for this. I'm not leaving my home because I need to protect it. Not understanding water, no. But their thought process is I'm not
Mm-hmm.
leaving my home. If my home is destroyed, I'm going down with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just some of the thought process that they have. Now some that couldn't evacuate, and wanted to, but they couldn't, that's a different story. But again, as you heard, they couldn't even do rescue efforts or anything until the storm kind of calmed.
The
I can't
water.
imagine being at night stuck in over 7 feet of water and I'm already 4'11", and trying to climb and find somewhere to be all night long, praying that the water doesn't continuously rise until someone comes to find me, or hopefully they find me.
Yeah. I told you about the
So,
old man. He died drowning, holding his dog above water so he could save his dog. The
right.
man who tried to empty out his pool fell in the canal try to save his house from being flooded out. He lost his footing and wound up in the canal and drowned.
Right. I mean,
These are the stories.
These are stories. These are true stories. So please, family, exclamation point Florida. Exclamation point Florida gives you the link to donate, or text disaster to 20222. So it's 2022 and another two.
Yes.
Let's reach this goal. Let's surpass this goal. Let's surpass this goal, because we could definitely be on the other end of this.
Mhm.
at any given time. It's not just hurricane season, any given time. We could be on the other end of this, but this is where we are right now. I love the water. And one of the beach is one of my favorite places to go to restore.
Mm-hmm.
But as I look out at the water when I'm sitting on my hotel balcony, I look at creation, but I also look at how creation can change our lives in a split second. A split second.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, exclamation point, Florida. I'm going to continue to carry us through some more of these videos.
Whoa. Wow. Oh, man. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, man. Oh, man. Goodness gracious. Oh, a lot of insulation flying by. Further up ahead, another house that just got torn to pieces. Uh-oh. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, man. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, man. Oh, man. Goodness gracious. Palm tree. Yeah, that thing's about to be on us. There it goes. Just, whoa. Oh! Whoa. Oh! Whoa. Oh! Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh. Take it out. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh.
And these are storm chasers.
Yeah.
And they were shocked.
There were even tornadoes on the east coast of Florida before Ian even hit.
Yeah. So, again, exclamation point, Florida. Or search, do your research. Find out where you can donate whatever you can to help the victims. I don't want you to feel like if you're unable to donate that you can't do anything. Lex, you're right. And it's even worse to say we get used to it. Yeah. Some of them say, you know what, I'm used to it. It happens. We just go and we rebuild and we go on and wait for the next one. That's the mentality some of them have. We get used to it. I know when my chat's thinking. I know when my family's thinking. When they're thinking and they're listening, the chat doesn't move as much. They're listening, and we're appreciative of that. I noticed they're listening because they understand that we are one in mind, body, and spirit, and it's hard to embrace your body and your spirit when your mental is not there. And right now, their mental is not there. So it's very hard for them to embrace their body and their spirit when it comes to this. I know it would be for me. So again, family, we ask, friend and M. Claudia took their time, their gracious time, their wonderful big golden hearts to put this raid train together to help others. Let's hit that exclamation point, Florida, to get past that $1,000 goal to help others. Because it's about making an impact in here. We have fun, we laugh, we cut up in here. But today, it's about business. It's about we are one. It's about helping. It's about assisting. Do
I
what
want
your
to
heart
thank
is
the
meant
ones.
to.
I
Go
want to
ahead.
thank the ones that did donate through the fund lines. I don't know who did, who didn't, but thank you for those that did that wanted to do it anonymous. I also want to thank everybody. A lot of people did ride the train with us all day. We do have one more DJ to go. I have not left my spot all day, and I streamed for 2.5 hours this morning.
That's how it is. That's how it is when you're running a
but
raid train.
I think somebody in the chat had said, "Oh, you're still riding this?" I said, "It's my raid train. I'll ride it to the end. I have another raid train. I ride it to the end."
Yeah.
You know, I do this because I care. I enjoy, like you said, we cut up, whatever, but we're being serious now. I mean, like I said, I did this because I know what it was like. I went through Sandy on the island. It took days for the water to recede. Fire Island, if anybody's ever been to New York, was totally underwater. That ever goes down, Long Island is gone. That's what's holding us up. So for Sandy to put that underwater, the houses look like they were living on their own little islands in the water. I was looking pictures yesterday of when Sandy hit us compared to what happened in Florida. Subways were flooded. Like you said, they had to evacuate hospitals from this storm because the water came into the hospitals, which is supposed to be a safe zone.
Safe zone.
During these storms.
Please shout out commending the first responders, everyone who is rescuing Papa Dopeness. I know he can't hear, he can't hear it, but big shout out to Papa Dopeness for being out there rescuing, out there helping to rescue victims. Shout out to Papa. We want him to stay safe. Please put hearts in the chat for him, praying hands for him because he's out in Florida.
I will let him know
with rescues.
Yes. He
So
was in Sanibel County yesterday.
Yes, Sanibel.
That's where that road collapsed.
Yeah.
When I spoke to him yesterday, they rescued 30 people. They rescued a family that was on their second floor of their farm home, with 4 feet below them in their first floor. So they rescued them, but thank goodness there was no fatalities in the section that he was in to rescue. He was moved over to Fort Myers this morning. He doesn't have really good cell service, but he did pop into my chat this morning.
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah. So it was wonderful to see him.
He's not going to be back around until I think he said Monday.
Okay.
So I will, if I hear from him, I will tell him. We give him our love
we are
for what
sending
he's
our
doing.
prayers, our love to him. And huge shout out to him for being out there in the midst of everything, trying to help others. And again, shout out to all the first responders. I know I was talking to KD. She's a first responder. So shout out to everyone that is helping victims get through this. People have left their states, they came down to help their states, their states to help others in North and South Carolina. It's just been huge because, again, like they said, this is the worst hurricane since, like you say, Andrew, 20 years ago. Hello, one and only Ms. Scott. Hello, sis. Hello, hello. So, I mean, just the support is amazing just from what I'm seeing, from what I'm seeing. But the devastation is going to be for a while.
It took them over 15 years.
Honestly, no amount of money is going to replace those memories. So
Or lives.
Or lives. We want to just show and have compassion at this point and empathy at this point. But I am going to say be aware of scammers because we do have certain people who do not have the compassion and the empathy that we do. They're just looking out to get money. So definitely be aware and careful of who you are donating to. Any GoFundMe's, please make sure it is verified. Please do not go out and just give to a GoFundMe because you see it there. Make sure that it is verified and it is legit because we have some people who are not so nice and try to get a financial opportunity off of something like this and just for their personal gain. So we want to make sure that you are aware with that too, please.
This
Please be
this
aware.
this www.floridadisasterfund.org is through the government of Florida. I looked into it before I picked where we were going to make the donations. I know all the DJs were asking me right away when they did, okay, where are we donating? Where are we sending the money? And I said, I'm looking into that because I wanted to make sure it was 100% going to these victims. Because like you said, there are scammers out there.
Absolutely.
And like, people now, you're going to have the people trying to go through the stores that were devastated, trying to steal stuff. These are bad people. You know what? And it's a shame to see that. I understand you lost everything, but now you need new stuff, but that's why we have these charities. This is why we have, donations. So
absolutely. Just please be aware of where you're donating to, on your own time. And who you are coming in contact with as well. I'm sorry, but it has to be said transparent. We have to look twice, three times over before we make a decision sometimes with people we don't know. And it's sad because you really want to have the heart to give and do the right thing, but then you have to make sure that, it's going where it's supposed to go. But again, I challenge you to do some research, see where you can send clothes to, see where you can send canned goods to, see how, you can help. These houses are underwater, if not still standing anymore.
Buildings got knocked down from the storm. Buildings. 6, 7 stories high.
Yes.
Gone. You saw in the video how one building just came crumbling down.
It was down.
I went through 9/11. The towers went down. I mean, that was a devastating day for me too.
And see, that's why I was saying, how do you deal with this mentally? How do you deal? Chat family. If you've gone through a catastrophic event such as this, grief is grief, loss is loss. And a lot of us, and I'm gonna say all of us, because if you haven't, blessings to you. But all of us have dealt with some type of traumatic experience in our life. And it's like Fran said, some of us are built to handle certain things more than others. So we don't want to look at others and judge them and be like, oh, well, I got through this, I got through that, so you'll be fine. You don't know what their mental capacity could be. They could be on the verge of saying, forget it all. I don't even want to live anymore. I lost everything that I had. So we want to be delicate. We want to show empathy.
Mentally, 9/11 was tough for me. I lost a cousin that was 19 years old. I also lost 2 friends, and I almost lost a very good friend we all know.
Right.
He was in that building that day, but he's still here standing 37, 21 years later. So it's still here. Every 9/11, it hurts.
Yeah.
But I've dealt through it. My uncle was sent there. He said it was like a war zone. The pictures on TV did not show any justice of what happened that day. So I don't know. I guess he has posted it, so I can just say it. It's DJOE. We almost lost him that day.
I know.
But if
I
it wasn't for his
it.
stomach, which he's always hungry,
we're gonna,
him and his crew left.
Say, thank God for his stomach.
That's what saved his life that day. And
I watched him on that video, and I was like, wow.
Yes.
I watched him on the video. So that's why I say, yeah, our lives could change in the blink of an eye.
Something told him to leave that building that day. His stomach, of course, but
he was
made
hungry.
him leave that building that day. And I didn't know that story for a couple of years until he posted it on Facebook a couple of years later. And I was devastated.
Right.
I mean, we've been friends since high school. I mean, but like I said, I lost my 19-year-old cousin. He was supposed to get married that December. And the only thing they found left of him was the following year on my youngest son's birthday was the ring that his fiance gave him with her name in it. My neighbor was going through the rubble to find parts of DNA or something so they can identify. They still haven't identified all those bodies. Families are still.
Yeah, they're still wondering. And just imagine with this, we still have over 1,000 missing. Yep. 1,000 missing. So again, be gentle, have empathy, do some research, find out how you can help. Find out how you can help. Because mentally, emotionally, and physically,
yes,
they're enduring some of the worst right now. So we need to try to help them as much as we can. Exclamation point, Florida. Yes, 1,000 missing, Lex, as of right now.
43 dead.
43 dead. And they expect the number to double once this is, all over.
Prayers to you, DJ Lockdown, and thank you. DJ Lockdown just sent me his stream for an hour, made $100 towards this fund.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Kudos.
That's
kudos to everybody that was in Lockdown's stream.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My stream this morning, I made $65. I'm new to the stream. I'm doubling that because I'm going to match it. So my stream did 130 this morning. I'm still waiting for others to come in, but I mean, with giving our take on what we have, we're over 700 right now. I still don't have DJ Eaton's or Classics yet, or Liddell's. So, and yours. So I think we did make the goal or more. I will post on my IG tomorrow when I thank each and everybody that's been through this raid train with me today. My son is like, Mom, like he keeps looking at me like, are you done yet? I'm like, no.
Almost. Tell him almost. We're almost there. We still
then I'm going to bed. I got to work tomorrow.
we are almost there.
thank you to everybody. I know it's hard sitting here trying to Twitch all day, but I left this spot to do, a few personal things. I had to go check up on my mom downstairs or whatever. But other than that, people ask me, you're still in here? Yeah, of course I am. I wanted to do this, and I will be here all next Saturday for the 12 hours we're going to do next Saturday.
Absolutely. I mean, we don't stop. We don't
don't.
stop. We are not going to stop. We're going to keep it moving, and we're going to take it to next level, and we're going to show that we are one in this community.
Yes.
And, we thank everyone that has hung in with us, that has come and gone, that's been here the whole time, everything. Because, like Fran and I agree, when you're a streamer and you're coming from music and going back to music, it's kind of sort of, a little adjustment. But we thank you for being here and just staying in here with us. Always, very humble. If you want to put up a raid message and check to see if, let me put this lineup up here.
It's DJ Shanoff.
Show enough. Oh, La Familia is up next. But I just want to give a shout out to all Fran, of course, M. Claudia for putting this together. Fran on the raid train, DJ Big Mark, DJ Mad Live, DJ Udi Sound, Reboot Radio, DJ Classics, DJ Eaton, Liddell the DJ, my big bro DJ Lockdown, myself, and we're getting ready to go over to La Familia, DJ Show Nuff. So
he's not on yet.
He's not on? Okay, well, we'll keep on riding. Someone let me know when he comes on. Hey, DJ Tank. Hello, hello. Come on in. Come on in. So we're going to keep on with the exclamation point Florida until Show Enough comes on.
He just came on, so we'll give him a minute or two to make sure he's up.
So, again, we thank you. We have lots of things to come as well. So stay tuned. Fran has got, projects and events. Of course, here at Team Dopeness, we also have projects and events going on as well. Like I said, We Are One is going to be a big thing. It's going to be a big thing. And if you want to be a part of that, then branch out. Then, support like you're doing right now. That's all it takes is genuine support. Genuine support. If you ever feel like you can bring something to the table, please let us know. Like we always say, we want to hear, talk about, things that may be affecting you or that you see affecting someone else. This is a safe place. This is where you come to just talk about anything. Anything. Like, we cut up last week. But when it comes down to this is where I said we go to business. It's time to go to war. It is time to go to war. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. It's time to work. It's time to put in, it, like my mother said, it's time to put in that work. So again, thank you so much, Fran, for inviting me.
Thank you.
For wanting me to be here, to be a part of this. Phenomenal. Like I said, I was in and out today because
you got a lot going on.
Yeah, mama, and then the baby shower today for my new granddaughter that's going to be here in November. So yeah,
congrats.
And then we're back next weekend because my first grandson turns 1. So so yeah, they got back to back here. But shout out to everyone here. I want everybody to stay, please, 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 please stay. And just ride over to DJ Show Enough. Show him some love. Show him some love.
He's ready.
As we ride over. Thank you so much. And we will see you again soon.
I'll see you on the other side.
Yes, whenever you're ready to raid out. Let's go.
You want me to raid out? Oh, I'm not in there. Lex, can you raid out? I'm already in Schnodoff to make sure he was ready.
Because my Lexi's
Sorry.
still in here. Tank can rate us out. He just got here, so he can rate us out. He can rate us out.
Thank you again.
Be nice, DJ Tank. You know what? I'm gonna act right. I'm gonna do it. You know, he don't act like he don't want to act right. Copy the raid message, and we are going over to at DJ Shownuff. Yes.
Please support DJ Shnonoff. He just DM'd me out of nowhere and says, I want in. So
go support him. Please, please, please.
He's closing it out. So, and I will have next week's lineup probably up by Tuesday or Wednesday.
All right.
So
let's go.
Let's go. Bye.
Bye.